Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about 4 different topics. The first topic that we are going to be talking about is going to be about Dembele's potential renewal that could be happening in the very near future. Then we are going to be talking about Moriba, who is going to be another player that could potentially encounter a renewal with FC Barcelona. Then we're going to be talking about a short announcement regarding Lionel Messi's future and what club is looking to acquire him. Then lastly, we are going to be talking about Julian Nagelsmann and him potentially becoming the coach of FC Barcelona. So there is plenty to discuss. The only reason why it does seem very crowded and busy in today's video, it is because right now we are in that time where Laporta is making a lot of moves. There are so many things that he does have to sort out when it comes to the contract renewals. Is the coach going to continue or not? What's going to happen to the best player in the world? There is a lot that this president has to get straight. And throughout this time, while Barcelona is not playing and will not be playing until Monday next week, on the afternoon, these are the type of actions that's currently going on within the club. So a lot of exciting things. Let's get to it. And starting with Dembele. And it says here, according to Helena Condis, there are talks regarding Dembele's renewal and it is expected to start within the coming weeks. Dembele's renewal at the moment is one of the main priorities for FC Barcelona. The club knows that this player is happy within the club. So first things first, I think that this move, when it comes to Dembele renewing his contract with Barcelona, it should happen. Dembele is a player that deserves to have a contract extension, and I'm going to be explaining why I'm saying this because there has been a lot of controversy regarding Dembele getting a renewal or not. I did post something on Instagram a couple of days ago and asking, should Dembele get his contract renewed by Barcelona this summer? And it was very 50-50. The comment sections were extremely divided on whether he should have a continuity with Barcelona, yes or no. And one of the main reasons why there has been some backlash when it comes to Dembele being sold or having a contract extension within this summer, it is because of that game between Barcelona and PSG. In that game, Dembele has missed quite a few chances that could have made Barcelona go on a 2-1 lead or maybe even a 3-1 lead before the second half did start. But here's what I do want to say when it comes to this young Frenchman. I have watched the game over and over again and looking at how Dembele was playing on the field. Is it true that Dembele has missed humongous chances that could have made Barcelona go on a huge lead? Yes, it's true. Dembele was responsible to put those goals in. But does that mean that Dembele should be sold in this summer? I don't think so. I think what we did see on that field when it came to Dembele versus the defensive line against PSG, it showed what his strength was and what his weaknesses were, which is every player, right? Every player has their strengths and has their weaknesses. What we have noticed when it comes to Dembele playing his best game, the strengths of Dembele relies on 2 things. That is to create opportunities in very difficult occasions where many would have never thought we were capable enough to get an opportunity from this difficult situation. Dembele is that player. There were many times in that game where Dembele was starting the attack from the left wing or the right wing or from the middle of the pitch, and it allowed Barcelona to progress their game even further. The other strength I have seen Dembele display on the field was making those runs from the through passes that were being provided by either Antoine Griezmann, Lionel Messi, or Pedri. Dembele does have the brain of knowing when and how to make those runs in order to receive the ball and then put himself in a situation where he does need to take the shot and score the goal. Dembele was doing tremendously well at those 2 things. He does have a quality where if Barcelona were to sell this player, they would not have that type of quality within their squad. But I do think that because of the role that he was playing, it also did hurt Dembele, because Dembele against PSG was also acting as a number 9, which basically meant that yes, he was in charge and he was responsible to score the goals against PSG. And I believe that that moment there, that responsibility exposed them greatly. What Dembele did show here is that Dembele is not a natural number 9, and he could be. He could work towards that place, but as of now, he is just not a clinical natural number 9. He is a player that can continue to make great smart runs in those open spaces. He is a player that can dribble past 2 or 3 players and create opportunities in very difficult occasions or situations. But Dembele has shown to be a player where he is not in a position where he could be relied on to score 2 or 3 goals in every match. He is not a Erling Haaland. He is not a Kun Agüero. He is not a Lewandowski. What Dembele is a world-class right winger or a left winger. And I do think that the best way we could get the best out of Dembele and make his strengths extremely useful is to actually get a number 9 accompany this player. If Barcelona can't do that, if Barcelona get a Lewandowski or a Haaland, a world-class number 9, a Lukaku, to loom around and inside the opposition's box, while at the same time you have Dembele taking on players like he should and then making that final pass towards that number 9, Dembele would look like a great player. But he is missing that player that could greatly accompany him. him. And the final conclusion when it comes to Dembele is going to be this: Dembele should be given one more season, which basically means that he should be given a contract extension in that next season, which is the 2021-2022 season. If he continues to perform at this level that we are seeing today into the next season, and also at the same time Barcelona finally sign a number 9, and it can be whoever, it does not have to be Haaland, but if that number 9 can score goals, then great. But if Barcelona can do that for him, that is going to greatly improve his game on the pitch, and he will be a very important player for FC Barcelona. And the club does see this. Laporta and the sporting directors, they do see this. The club wants this to happen. They want the renewal for Dembele for the next season, and they are looking for a number 9 that will be able to complement the other players around him. And then now I want to move on towards Ilaix Moriba. So this is a player that has been worked on by Ronald Koeman throughout the whole course of this season, and the fact that he is considered to be put in a position where he could be a starter for FC Barcelona, this is a player that was thought out by Ronald Koeman for a very long time, and that really does tell you a lot on what his future could look like in the next season. And it says here, according to Moises Llorens, Ilaix Moriba is keen on renewing his contract with Barcelona. He has made a great impression within the locker room, and especially towards Messi, but he doesn't want Barcelona to raise his release clause above 150 million euros because he does want to be in control of his future. So this is great, right? The fact that Barcelona are keen on renewing the contract of Moriba is something so great to hear. But what does that mean within the last sentence? What does it mean by Moriba stating that he wants control of his future? Does that mean that he might make a choice in the near future that he may want to leave towards a different club? But to me, it's going to be this. I think that Moriba wants to be a player that does not want to be unbuyable. He does not want to be in that situation where no club could afford his release clause. Because if Moriba does decide to leave Barcelona in about 1 to 2 years, he wants to be able to do that. He wants other clubs to be able to purchase his transfer fee. Now, what could be the reason, right? What could be the reason why Moriba would want to leave FC Barcelona in about 24 months? And I do see one reason, and that's going to be this. There could be a chance that Moriba might not be able to see the required minutes that he does want to see. There may be a chance that the club might have a decision where they are going to be buying other players that could replace Moriba, and Moriba does not want to be in that situation where he does agree to have his release clause at 250 or 300 million euros, and then only to find out a couple of months down the road that Barcelona are not planning on using Moriba full time. And so that is completely understandable. If Moriba does want to protect his future and he wants to continue to play at a very consistent level in high level football, that is completely normal. There is nothing wrong with that. But many are confident that Moriba will be getting the required playing time that he does deserve, and especially in the next season, because we do have a report and sources claiming that the signing of Wijnaldum to Barcelona is going to be ruled out due to the emergence of Moriba. Moriba has shown to be a player that he does have the qualities that does impress Ronald Koeman, and that is probably the best thing the player could hear at the moment, is the fact that they're going to be scratching off the one player that Koeman really wanted back in the summer, only to fit in Moriba within the starting 11. And I do think that Moriba is a player that has shown that he is great on the ball. He is always looking to bring the ball into safe areas, and the physical aspect of his game is only something that's going to greatly complement Barcelona's game. And overall, what he does possess on the field, it is completely outstanding. And that's going to be the final conclusion. Ronald Koeman does count on Moriba. That is true. He will continue with Barcelona. He will get the extension with this club, and he will be receiving a good amount of minutes within the next season. So this is a very exciting time for Moriba. I do expect him to do great things with the club, and I just cannot wait to see what he could provide with Barcelona in the next season. Going on into the next topic, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this report, but basically there was an early announcement that was coming from Marcelo Bechler. Many have stated that he was going to come out with very big news regarding Messi's future in the coming hours. This is the exact same journalist that did break out the news of Neymar going to PSG and Messi wanting to leave FC Barcelona for the first time. So many were expecting big news coming from this journalist, and then only to find out that the report was this, and I quote, "PSG do have the required funds and they do have a plan to make an arrival for Lionel Messi to Paris and make that a reality." And that is it, right? Like, of course PSG do have the funds and they have a plan to bring in Lionel Messi. That was the biggest news. There's really nothing else much to it. Many were expecting a bigger bombshell of Messi potentially saying that he is going to continue with FC Barcelona, but that was basically it. It was basically explaining that PSG have the funds to require Lionel Messi, a story that we have been talking about over the past 10 videos. Like, again, of course, PSG could afford Lionel Messi. And I do believe that this is also telling us that there is no report that is going to matter in the coming days unless it's after the meeting between Messi and the father with Laporta. Anything that does come before that does not matter. There will be no bombshells. We would not hear anything new regarding Messi's future unless it is after that meeting. And now the last topic that I do want to talk about is going to be about Julian Nagelsmann. And it says here that Julian Nagelsmann is ahead of Ronald Koeman in Laporta's list of coaches for his new project at Barcelona. Koeman could still continue if a title is won this season, but Laporta is also convinced by other coaches, and one of them is bringing Nagelsmann. Now, I'm going to give my quick take on Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann is a class coach. He has managed Hoffenheim, and he has also put out a great body of work with RB Leipzig. And you and me can agree that RB Leipzig have been performing very, very well over the past 2 years. He is also a coach that has shown that he can bring fresh ideas, a coach that does bring a lot of enthusiasm to bring success towards a club that he does manage, which is something that Barcelona do need. And he has also been approached by Real Madrid a couple of months ago. And the only reason why Nagelsmann did deny that opportunity to coach Real Madrid, it is because he believed that it was not the right time during his phase of his career. But just hearing the fact that Real Madrid has approached Nagelsmann, and hearing that Nagelsmann was big enough of a person to say that this is not the right time during my phase of my career, the intention is there. The intention of Julian Nagelsmann potentially coaching a big world-class team like Real Madrid or the Barcelonas or the Bayerns or the Liverpools or the Man Cities, the intention is there. He will get to that point where he is going to be showing his quality of work and his body of work in a big club. But here's the one problem that I do see with this whole thing. The only reason why this report has came out, it is because Barcelona have been knocked out by PSG, meaning that just because Barcelona have been knocked out in the round of 16, everything is the end of the world, according to many of these journalists. They want to make these stories in order to disrupt what's currently going on in Barcelona. Because if you were to read this, right, with no context, if you were a person that did not follow Barcelona every day, and if you were to just read this headline here of Nagelsmann potentially replacing Ronald Koeman, you would assume that, okay, things are probably not working out well with Koeman, Laporta, and FC Barcelona. Maybe Laporta does want Koeman out. That is the goal of whoever was putting out this story. And you and me can agree, right? For the people here that watch this channel every day and watch every Barcelona game, you and me can agree that this Barcelona team under Ronald Koeman is not a bad team whatsoever. Just because this Barcelona team have been knocked out by PSG in the round of 16, it does not mean that this Barcelona team is completely finished. What Barcelona have shown in the second leg and what they have been doing over the past 5 matches is something extraordinary. There is something very, very special that's being built within this club, and the one that's leading this squad is Ronald Koeman. Even Verratti, who is a player of PSG, he has explained that the only reason why we played so defensively is not because we chose to be this way. It is because Barcelona approached us in a specific way to the point where the only choice we had was to defend our box. That is the only reason why we played in that way, is because Barcelona forced to. It is because Barcelona were the ones that were in charge of that game, and that really does tell you a lot on where Koeman is taking this Barcelona squad. And we also do have another report coming from Fernando Polo, who is a very reliable journalist in Mundo Deportivo, and he has stated this: Joan Laporta isn't looking for other coaches. It is assured that Laporta's confidence in Koeman is 100% and that he does still count on him for the next season. He fully trusts the Dutch coach. And there you have it. Two reports that do contradict each other, one being very reliable and makes total sense, and another report that does want to cause tension between Laporta, the club, and Ronald Koeman. And that's going to be the final conclusion. Many are going to be wanting to see Koeman take charge of this Barcelona team in the next season, and Laporta does know that. That is going to be the right and the next big move Laporta is going to be taking within the summer. But that's going to be it for today's Barcelona Daily News. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.